We clip and they say. We clip and they say. We clip and they say. If it's trending, then we clip it.
For a while now, there is narrative that has been brewing, especially from the millennials, that Nota the Authority lies about his involvement in many entertainment projects. If not investigated, history might be distorted. In this video, we will investigate and give a verdict. Is Nota really who he says he is? Find out now. To investigate his claims, we need to understand what the millennials say about him, things like this.
No, Nota said, Lukompo, it's not Aina Moshe. Sharp. And Nota said, Shandes is not a superstar. I feel like when it comes to music, and mainly because of what he has achieved, and he's not the only one saying. He's not the only one saying this.
I don't mean to be that person, but I just need context. What has Nota achieved, like music-wise?
No, like literally, I wanted to.
No, he was the one who was doing Kwesta. He has done a lot in terms of music is concerned.
Such as
and like
was
branding,
he a producer,
or
was he a manager? Like, what's happening?
I also don't understand like why.
Yeah, whatever you're saying.
A&R.
And Kwesta's manager. Yeah.
Okay.
He has done a lot.
I don't mean to be that person. I don't mean to be that person, man. You know.
But what?
There's pushing someone in the right direction, and then there's doing a lot.
Nah, he has done.
So is the only artist like under his belt Kwesta?
That's a good question.
Is it Dudu?
And the guy's not.
Why are you disappointed?
No. I'm genuinely asking. Like, I actually want to know. Like, I want to know why people respect his opinion on music, and not that I don't respect it.
I
just really want to know why they respect his opinion, and not because I don't respect it, but like I'm actually very interested to know.
No, I feel like he has done a lot, even though I don't personally know them because I don't follow it. Like I said, like you said.
So you're only saying he's done a lot because people are claiming that he's done a lot.
No. Kwesta, he was the manager.
Okay.
He was manager at Kwesta, and
he built his brand.
When Good was being made, he was there.
Oh, like in the peak.
Is he a producer?
Is he a producer? No, it's not.
Manager.
What's this?
Writer also.
Oh, okay.
I think he has done a fair amount of things, even though I don't personally know them.
So you saying he's done a fair amount of things is based on what people are saying?
Even
like
him.
You don't know.
Himself.
Oh, him himself. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like you taking other people's glory and making it your thing, bro. No.
Okay.
Can somebody make this a quote?
No, say your thing. I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
Can somebody make this a quote?
Say it.
No,
say
man.
It. No, say what you're saying. I need you to say what you're saying.
I already said it. He said it.
No, man.
No.
I respect him, bro. Nota, bro.
Yeah, you're not disrespecting him.
I'm not disrespecting him.
Okay.
You understand? But the thing is, Nota preaches so much about knowledge, and we love that. But to me, honestly looking at it, he's not living his knowledge. Do you understand? He's not doing it. He only did it once with Kwesta. It hasn't happened again. If you're so great and you have all this information, why are you not redoing it? Relive it. Show us again that this thing is possible. I can do it again. It hasn't happened.
I'm not a jerk.
And I'm not taking anything away from
my screen and redo it over and over again.
He's got a lot of knowledge, but now he cannot sit
what? Do what I've done once.
You cannot sit here.
Do what I've done once.
Okay, it's fine.
Do it once.
Okay.
What you say I must do it, okay?
Yeah.
Do it once.
Okay.
Do it once.
Okay. All right.
Do it once on the high level.
Nota's glory
It's not about this.
entirely lies on Kwesta's success.
Did you hear that? Now the question is that really true? Is Kwesta Nota's only success story? Or did he make creative contributions in other people's careers?
And then there's writer's block. Now, writer's block initially was me with the songwriting. I was just songwriting and ghostwriting.
Okay.
And it was called writer's block. I have to give shout out to Nota. He did give me that. That was good. Sharp.
What? The name, the idea.
The name, yeah, he came up with the name. He did suggest that name. Yo,
So he tells the truth sometimes.
Huh?
He tells the truth sometimes.
I won't lie. The problem with you guys is you don't tell people that he did these things for you. So he goes out there and tells them, you must tell that motherfucker, I bought him a house, I bought him this, that. You guys sit here and don't say, hey, I don't like what he said there, but he did do this for me. I don't like what he did there, but he did do this for me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there was a nice, good idea that he came up with in his good times.
The truth is, people always think he's capping, bro.
Yeah.
And that there is the problem. Very few people have come out openly to give Nota his deserved flowers. Here are some of the few.
It's not what he says he is as far as like composing. Because sometimes when you look at Nota, like,
how is he as an executive producer?
he's crazy. You remember an incident where he just walks in and says, scrap the album. We're starting from scratch.
No, he's never said that, but TDK was a double disc. By the time I was done with disc 1, he told me we need to make a whole nother disc. We halfway. At that point, I'm thinking, I'm done with the project. And this man tells me we only halfway. That for me became a very sobering thing, but I trusted his guidance. And I was like, okay.
What because made you trust his guidance, bro?
Because I've worked with him and I've seen him work. I mean, a lot of Kwesta stuff was directed by Nota. I remember as far back as like 2012 where Nota would play me the arrangement of the Kwesta album that they were working on, and he'd break it down for me. So for me, I've always understood that he was that type of involvement in his team.
Would you say he's a musical genius?
He is, for real. Because he's got the ear and he knows what he's trying to capture. So his job is then to organize people to capture now that specific thing.
That was Kid X detailing how Nota contributed to his album. Note how Kid X says he trusted Nota's guidance. Also, what he explains about what Nota did with Kwesta's album is producing. Most laymen think producing is making beats. But having a vision and putting people together who will achieve that vision is also producing. From this you can understand that Nota was not only Kwesta's manager, but an executive producer too.
Nota is somebody that I've always bumped into in studios, in productions, and he's always been a hardworking person, to a point where I had even asked him to school or help a couple of my teammates that I had at the time, just to give them insights and just teach them about artist management, even though that never really transpired. I'm just trying to give you a picture of the pedestal I put him up at, you know. And for me and Nota, I think it's always been a love-hate thing. And I respect him as the person that he says he is, an executive. And I just don't respect some of the things that he says.
This has to be one of the most important takes of all the artists in this video, because MT here admits he respects Nota's work, even though he is not happy with him as a person. He is not the only one who managed to separate Nota the music business executive and Nota the man. The next artist is another example.
And it's only, even when we were doing like there are songs that he contributed, you know, like when you're in a writing camp, there is like a producer.
Yes.
And he is a writer, he's written songs. So there are songs where like yours, where sometimes I'll play him demos. Sometimes some of the songs I have, it's like it's a chorus and a verse, and I'll play that for him. And he will like be like, oh wow, this is beautiful. He loves music. I love music. So that's what connected us. You know, he will come up with stuff and for that he's credited for that. He also is on the splits of that work.
Sheets, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know.
Even after a divorce, his ex-wife still admits his brilliance. Even after bad-mouthing him on many platforms, the one thing she never took away from him was his brilliance when it comes to creative work. Many people in the industry try to downplay Nota's role in Kwesta's career. But what does Kwesta himself think of Nota and his contribution?
Where would you be if Nota didn't take you away from Bada Bing?
It's a tough question to answer because I don't know. You know, I think a lot of people think I discredit Nota for his part in my career, in my career, and I don't. I love him for it. You know what I'm saying? But to ask where would I be, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
You heard it from the horse's mouth. Under Nota's direction, Kwesta achieved unimaginable things that he otherwise may not have achieved. Nota cannot take credit for how good Kwesta is, that all him, but everything else from branding to everything else that happened outside the studio, that was all Nota. His brilliance did not stop at only music. He played a very subtle but important role in the early days of the most important voice in as far as podcasting in South Africa is concerned. Let's hear about that.
You know what I mean? I brought MacGyver to like Amped Studios.
Yeah.
I invited him one day. You know, I told him to clean himself up. I didn't ask him to be sober because that's like, you know, yeah, it's too much to ask.
It's a lot.
He came there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nota show.
Yeah, part 2. So he came there, you know, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I introduced MacGyver to these old mutual people. And he went in there thinking, oh my goodness, what a great opportunity. And then after they're done with him...
To be honest, I was broke, dog. We didn't have money.
Yeah, well, you needed the bag, yes.
Yeah.
True. But after they were done giving you the bag, 4 months later, when Saul says something, they act like they're your sponsor. Like they were carrying you the whole entire time when they weren't. They were just advertising like any other advertiser.
So as you guys know, I know Nota like from way back. He used to book me for when he was doing Black O events and stuff like that.
When I was in high school.
Yeah. So I hadn't met him like since way back then, but I'd see him at gigs like Joburg Day, whatever. And then this one day he called me up and he's like, yo, please come to Amp Studios in Newtown. I'm like, why, dog? He's like, listen, Kwesta is getting his 100,000 plaque and you need to come see this shit because this is where you are going to be headed. So I got there, I think we had like 5,000, 10,000, eh?
Yeah.
And I was like, I could never be me 100,000.
Yeah.
Never. Wow. And it's so iconic that we're doing this interview with Nota because we just received the plaque the other day.
As you heard, without Nota, Mark G may not have scored Old Mutual as an advertiser. They were one of the very first serious advertisers on Podcast and Chill. They made other serious brands see that they can also advertise on there. But that is not the only important introduction that Nota made to Mark G. The other introduction also aligns with what I want you to understand. You may ask yourself, how does Nota feel about people doubting him? Well, it frustrates him, especially if it comes from fellow industry people. He explains it perfectly, and also speaks about the other introduction that is very pivotal to Podcast and Chill.
I have got the right to speak the way I want to speak because of the things that I've done. And people need to just respect me for the things that I've done. And that's the thing about South Africa, is that we undermine the things that people have done. In America, they don't do that. In America, they don't treat me like that. You saw. I showed you around America. You saw how they treat me there.
He did introduce me to people that are still working for us on the network. In terms of, there's a lady I call Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
Savannah. So she's helping us with like international guests and stuff like that.
Shout out.
So that's Nota. I'm not going to take that away from him.
What he's explaining is what I'm trying to explain about my public perception, is that people don't understand that I'm known by people that make decisions about things. And that's where the frame of reference comes from. But
No,
now
that's true.
the general public is now commenting on me. So then when people from the game see me the same way people in the general public see me, I get shocked. I'm like, that's disrespectful because you know who I am in the game.
You heard that right? In a nutshell, without Nota, Mark G may not have been able to interview American stars like Dame Dash, Ari Lennox, Akon, and others still to be interviewed. That was Nota's plug. Nota is well connected as an entertainment executive, even in the US. You need to understand that he has worked at Sony not too long ago. We will talk about that later. But because of his brilliance, Nota can also foresee trends and potential. That's what made Kwesta so big. Here is what he saw about Tyler before she blew up. He was also involved in Tyler blowing up. He is connected to the team that made Tyler blow up. Rumor is that's the same team that worked with Shoma Josie. If you want to understand what a visionary he is, listen.
And he said something powerful when we're in New York, because he had been there for a few months. No?
Yeah, I was stayed there for a year.
Tell them what you said about how, because Uncle Waffles had just done the venue Black Coffee did, and you saw the gap in what you were saying when you met.
Well, I mean, that's where I saw that, Tyler's gonna kill it, right? And I saw that
and you told me Tyler's the biggest song in America.
Yeah, it's about to have the biggest song.
Yes,
It wasn't the biggest song.
Yes, I remember.
She was a surprise act.
Yes.
She was promoting Water.
Beautiful.
At Brooklyn Mirage. But I knew Tyler would be bigger. Why? Because I knew Tyler would stay more authentic. And then we came up with a harebrained scheme, myself and Mac G, is that we need to troll Tyler. Remember that?
I don't.
You're
not sticking to the script.
No.
He ain't sticking to the script,
he's
man.
actually
Nego's
sticking to the
nah.
script. He's like, I'm writing on the script. I'm selling us out. But you know, I'm selling us out. But yeah, I'm selling us out. But the whole entire point was to make the public believe that, hey, why is Mac G always hating on Tyler and everything else? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's because he knew his haters. And he wanted to make sure that his haters rally for her the same way they hate against him. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I wasn't that deep, but yeah. It wasn't that deep, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. It was that deep when I thought about it, you know what I mean? But, you know, like he just needed to know how to execute. So he killed it. So
in the late 2000s, Nota wrote a letter to YFM, a letter that changed hip-hop forever. The letter was so moving and well-written, something even So Penduka admitted to on an episode of Podcast and Chill twice. Without that letter, South African hip-hop may have taken longer to get airplay, if at all. That is the letter that changed everything for hip-hop. Then there is the laughable conversation about how Nota is broke. What people don't understand is that in South Africa, an artist's manager takes 15 to 20% of an artist's entertainment earnings. Whatever is Kwesta's net worth, Nota has to be at least 20% of that. But then he doesn't only eat from that. DJ Mapariza publicly stated that Nota owns at least 5% of royalties from Ngud the Kwesta and Casper Nyavest hit. That translates to millions of rand. To add to that, Nota owns stake in all of Kwesta's catalog from the time they worked together because he executive produced, as you heard Kid X say. As if that is not enough, Nota worked at Orchard for years, until 2022, he was a director there. During his era at Orchard, record labels like Ambitious were under their distribution, meaning he signed EY Reese, MT, and a lot more, even Black Diamond, for distribution. He eats from that. He has almost completed building a mansion. The next artist admits that Nota made a lot of money. Listen to this.
Nota, but Nota's also like a straight shooter. He's
That's it. That's it. You know,
he's very blunt.
You'll be happy to know we're talking about it.
Yeah, he will. Here's the thing about Kwesta and Nota, right? Senzo, it couldn't have happened to all his success. It couldn't have happened to a better person. Nota, it couldn't have happened to a worse person. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's the worst person to have success right now. Because he's going to shove it in your face.
In your face.
But that's why I love it, man.
You know, he is who he is, though. Shout out to Nklamula Baloy.
So, after all this, we now need to answer the burning question. Is Nota who he says he is? The answer is a resounding yes in capital letters. If you respect Kid X, then you have to respect Nota. If you respect MT, then you have to respect Nota. If you respect Kwesta, then you have to respect Nota. If you respect AKA, then you have to respect Nota. If you respect Mark G, then you have to respect Nota. Because all these people respect his work, as you have seen here. They know and admit that Nota is a genius. Nota is indeed who he says he is. That's all for this video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. More videos soon. If it's trending, we will clip it and summarize it, giving you the context you need. Bye for now.
We clip and say, we clip and say, we clip and say. If it's trending, then we clip it.